part calls for an actor of outstanding ability, but we couldn't get him. So we asked Mr. Ian Carmichael to come along, and he jumped at it. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Ian Carmichael! Mr. Carmichael, first of all, let me say thank you very much for agreeing to appear in my masterpiece.
Ernie, it's a great, great pleasure.
The final curtain call for Ian Carmichael, one of Britain's most cherished actors, came with an unexpected twist. For decades, Carmichael had delighted audiences with his impeccable timing and charming portrayal of upper-class twits and gentlemanly detectives. From the bumbling Bertie Wooster to the sharp-witted Lord Peter Wimsey, his performances became cornerstones of British entertainment. Yet, as his 7-decade career drew to a close, Carmichael had one last surprise in store. The decision surrounding his remains and the chosen location for his ashes proved as intriguing as any role he ever played. The life and career of Ian Carmichael.
Merry England, lutes and flutes and chase me round the maypole. Phony baloney. It never was merry. It was murder, poverty, starvation, ignorance, tyranny, bloodshed, the lot.
Ian Gillett Carmichael's journey from a privileged upbringing to becoming one of Britain's most beloved comedic actors is a tale of determination, talent, and serendipity. Born June 18, 1920, in Kingston upon Hull, Yorkshire, Carmichael was the eldest child of an optician father and a mother from a well-to-do family. His early years were marked by comfort and opportunity, setting the stage for his future success. His education began at Scarborough College, a preparatory school where he first encountered the rigid discipline of British boarding schools. Despite the Spartan conditions and strict rules, young Ian's natural charm and wit began to shine through. His academic journey continued at Bromsgrove School in Worcestershire, where he honed his acting skills and developed a passion for cricket. The outbreak of World War II interrupted Carmichael's budding theatrical aspirations. After a brief stint at the Royal Academy of Dramatic Art, RADA, he answered the call of duty and joined the British Army. Rising to the rank of Major in the 22nd Dragoons, Carmichael's wartime experiences later informed his performances in military-themed comedies. It was during this time he suffered an unusual injury, losing part of a finger when a tank hatch slammed shut, a quirk that would become part of his unique charm on screen. Post-war, Carmichael returned to the stage with renewed vigor. His breakthrough came in 1951 with The Lyric Review, where his comedic timing and affable persona caught the eye of critics and audiences alike. This success led to a string of West End appearances, each further cementing his reputation as a rising star in British entertainment. The 1950s saw Carmichael transition to the silver screen, with roles in films like Private's Progress and I'm All Right, Jack, showcasing his talent for playing likable, often bumbling upper-class characters. His collaboration with the Bolting brothers proved particularly fruitful, resulting in a series of popular comedies that captured the changing social dynamics of post-war Britain. But it was television that brought Carmichael some of his most iconic roles. His portrayal of P.G. Woodhouse's affable aristocrat Bertie Wooster in The World of Wooster from 1965 to 67 was a triumph. It earned him critical acclaim and a devoted fan base. He then took on the role of Dorothy L. Sayers' aristocratic detective Lord Peter Wimsey in a series of adaptations in the 1970s, demonstrating his versatility. Throughout his career, his charm, impeccable comedic timing, and ability to embody the quintessential English gentleman endeared him to audiences across generations. Carmichael's later years and passing.
The real Ian Carmichael was modest and talented, a man who combined aristocratic charm with an unbeatable skill at playing flannelled fools.
As the curtain began to fall on his illustrious career, Ian Carmichael embraced a quieter life away from the bustling streets of London. In the 1980s, he and his second wife, novelist Kate Fenton, settled into the picturesque Yorkshire countryside. It marked a significant shift in Carmichael's life, allowing him to reconnect with his northern roots and enjoy a more relaxed pace of living. The rolling hills and tranquil dales of Yorkshire provided a stark contrast to the frenetic energy of show business. Carmichael's semi-retirement was far from idle, however. He immersed himself in local community life, becoming a familiar and beloved figure in the area. His passion for cricket found a new outlet as he became a regular spectator at local matches, often regaling fellow fans with tales from his acting days. Despite stepping back from the limelight, Carmichael's love for performance never truly waned. He continued to take on select roles that piqued his interest, demonstrating his charm and comedic timing remained as sharp as ever. In 1999, he delighted audiences with a guest appearance in the popular British sitcom Wives and Daughters, proving that even in his late 70s, he could still command the screen with his presence. One of Carmichael's most notable later roles came in 2003 when he appeared in the film The Booze Cruise. This performance showcased his ability to adapt to changing times while still embodying the gentlemanly demeanor that had become his trademark. His portrayal of a retiree on a comedic adventure resonated with audiences, serving as a fitting reflection of his own life's journey. As the new millennium progressed, Carmichael became increasingly selective with his roles, focusing more on enjoying his retirement and spending time with family and friends. He occasionally lent his voice to radio productions, a medium he had always enjoyed throughout his career. In his final years, his health began to decline, but his spirit remained undimmed. He continued to be a source of joy and laughter for those around him, regaling visitors with anecdotes from his long and varied career. His wit and warmth never faded, even as his public appearances became less frequent. On February 5, 2010, at age 89, Ian Carmichael passed away at his home in the Esk Valley, North Yorkshire. His death marked the end of an era in British entertainment, closing the chapter on a career that had spanned over 7 decades. The news of his passing was met with an outpouring of affection and tributes from fans, colleagues, and critics alike. His legacy as one of Britain's most beloved comic actors endures, with performances continuing to bring joy to new generations of viewers. Cremation, Legacy, and Remembrance. The decision to cremate Ian Carmichael's remains, rather than opt for a traditional burial, reflects a broader cultural shift in funeral practices across the UK. This trend, which gained momentum in the latter half of the 20th century, saw an increasing number of Britons choosing cremation over burial, driven by a combination of practical, environmental, and personal considerations. In the decades leading up to Carmichael's passing, the UK witnessed a significant change in attitudes towards death and remembrance. The once dominant Christian tradition of burial began to give way to more diverse and personalized end-of-life choices. Cremation, once viewed with skepticism, became increasingly accepted and even preferred by many. This shift was partly due to growing environmental concerns, as cremation was perceived as a more sustainable option in a country where land for burials was becoming scarce and expensive. For Carmichael, who had always been known for his pragmatic approach to life, cremation likely appealed to his sensibilities. Throughout his career, he had demonstrated a knack for moving with the times, adapting to changes in the entertainment industry with grace and humor. It's not surprising this adaptability would extend to his final arrangements. The actor, known for his understated elegance both on and off screen, might have found the idea of a simple, dignified cremation more in keeping with his personal style than an elaborate burial and monument. And his decision was likely influenced by his deep connection to the Yorkshire landscape. Having spent his later years in the Esk Valley, he had developed a profound appreciation for the natural beauty of the area. The idea of his ashes being scattered in this beloved environment, becoming one with the land he had come to call home, may have had a poetic appeal for the actor. Family considerations probably played a crucial role as well. Carmichael's wife, Kate Fenton, and his children from his first marriage would have been intimately involved in honoring his wishes. The choice of cremation offered the family a range of options for memorializing Carmichael, allowing them to create a more personal and meaningful tribute than a traditional burial might have afforded. Now it's time to hear from you. Which one of Ian Carmichael's characters resonated with you the most? Let us know in the comments section below.